Hi guys, welcome to another Divi theme video. This is Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. We're using the great Divi 5 theme here. We're continuing on with some WooCommerce products. And as you can see at the top here, we've got a full width animated slider. We're using the Group Carousel module to do this today. And it's absolutely awesome. If I put my mouse on it, it should stop. And of course, if we click on a product, it's going to take us to that product. Let's go back. Really easy to do, no coding involved in this today, but you can get a stunning result like this in no time at all. So let's get started. I've got this page open. Let's get rid of this little group carousel, or get rid of the whole row, and we'll start from scratch. Okay, I'm going to roll down to the bottom. I'm going to add a new row, little green button to add a new row. I'm going to use a single flex column. Inside it, funnily enough, I'm going to use the great new Group Carousel. And once you put it in there, you'll see a carousel slide right here. Let's go ahead and click on the slide. I'm going to hit Elements. I'm going to use a call to action for mine today. So I'm going to hit Add Element. You can use any items you want and build it any way you wish. But for mine today, I'm going to use a call to action. There it is. It's popped in a simple call to action right there. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to roll back. I'm going to go up here, hit the little back arrow. So we're in the group, which is our first slide basically inside our column here. I'm going to go ahead and loop it. I'm going to go down to loop. I'm going to hit loop element. Now what do I want to loop? Not post, because I haven't got any on this site. I want to loop my products. So I'm going to get rid of the post there. I'm going to left click. I'm going to add products. If you roll down just below projects, you'll find products. I have to go through this every time. I'm sure there's everybody here that knows what's going on here, but for anybody that doesn't, I'm going to go down to my dashboard. I've got the WooCommerce plugin installed. It's absolutely free. I've created some products. Each of my products has a featured image. It has a short and a long description. We're not using those today. It's got a title. It's got a price or receipt, and it's got category or categories. You must have created these before this is going to work for you today. Of course, you can use the Group Carousel to build anything else you want with regular modules. So let's go back here. Now that we've looped it and I've selected products here, we can either select the categories we want. Let's have bags, clearance, fashion, on sale, belts, shoes. You can have as many or as few as you want. And as you can see by the pagination dots here, it's added those. But it's only going to give you a maximum of 10 unless you up this number here. Let's up that to 20. Now, if you've got less than 10, you don't need to change it. But obviously, if you've got more, you want to up that number. And if you've got less than 20, it's only going to show the amount that you actually have. Now, if you wanted to, if I go back up here, you can exclude posts with specific terms or only include specific posts. And when it says posts in all these places, because we've selected products up here, it's actually talking about products. So if you wanted to just select specific products, click on here. It's going to give you a list of all your products. You can just add the ones you want to put in there. Great. Well, it's got what we want there, but as you saw from my earlier carousel, I kind of want the title and the price, and then I want each slide to be able to go to that specific product. So let's click on our call to action here. Once you click on it, it'll take you to the call to action or whatever module you've used. Once in the call to action, I'm going to go to content. In the text, the title, I want the title of my actual product. So I'm going to go over to my dynamic content icon here, a little hamburger or disk type icon, left click. I want the product title. As you can see there, it's put in the title. But I'm not too worried about that because I'm not actually going to use a button for this. And the button doesn't show up with the call to action module unless you put a link in for it. Now for the content, I'm going to do a similar thing. I'm going to roll over the grey writing there, go to the little disk type icon, left click. I'm going to use the current price. So we've got the title and the price there. Not really interested in that pink background. I want them to be able to see the product. Let's hit apply. Still in the call to action under the content right here. Going to go down to my background. Third tab along is background image. Again, I'm going to roll over the grey writing, little disc icon. Let's loop the featured image. And we got it in the background. That doesn't look too good for me, but at least it's what I wanted. And remember, this is what I showed you here. There's a featured image, there's the title, there's the price. This is what our looper is pulling in. Okay, I certainly want my slides a bit deeper, so we're showing a bit more of the image like this. And I want them to be, well, almost this product size that we've got up there. Let's hit our apply here. Still on our call to action, I'm going to go over to my design. I'm going to go down to sizing. I'm going to give it a minimum height of perhaps 350 pixels. Obviously, whatever you've got going on, adjust to taste. 350. I'm going to select pixels over here. That's better, but it's still really not what I want. But I'm planning to display probably 5 on desktop, 3 on tablet, and perhaps 2 on mobile. So let's get that fixed. So if we click on the Group Carousel module itself, the grey tab right here, or you can just navigate back till you get to it with a little arrow up there. Under the content, you'll find Carousel Settings. I'm going to automatically rotate it, but I'll do that last thing. Transition speed is the time it takes to go from one slide to the other. We'll sort that out in a minute too. Slides to show. This is what I want right now. Let's up it. 2, 3. And I'll add a few more when I make it full width in a moment. And on tablet, scroll down so we can see it. I think 3 is probably going to work. Remember, I'm going to make it full width so it's going to hit each side there. So that's going to kind of work for me. You can, if you've got a lot of products, you can decide how many to scroll at a time when it starts scrolling or when they hit the arrow. If you want it to scroll 3 at a time, just up that to 3. I'm going to leave mine on 1 for the moment. Let's have a look on mobile. 3 is definitely too many. 2, I think, will probably work, but obviously that's up to you as well. So let's go back to desktop. It's okay, but the title, I really don't want to be up there. The price needs to be a bit bigger. And I want it to stand out a bit more. So I'm going to cheat a little bit here. I'm going to click on one of my call to actions. As you can see, it's taking us back there. Let's go back down to our background where we put in that background image there. I'm going to go to the second tab this time. Hit gradient. I'm going to add a background gradient. Now you can't see it at the moment, but if I slide down, there's a little button here that says place gradient above background image. I'm going to switch that to on, which is great, but we can't see our image at all. So let's fix that. We've got a green and a blue there at the moment. The green, I'm going to left click on it. I'm going to make it a black. And the blue at the top, I'm going to left click on that. I'm going to pull this variegated slider, the opacity, all the way down so it's transparent. As I do that, you'll see our little image come through at the back there. Now, if you want to, you can drag this one down so it's absolutely clear at the top and you've just got a little dark bit at the bottom. I know some of my images have got a white background, so I want to leave it a little bit up there like that. And if you want to, you can add another stop by clicking on it. And this stop again, I'm going to take the transparency all the way down. So I've got a bit of grey at the top and in the middle, but I've got a nice dark bit at the bottom. And if you want more black, we can take this middle one down and take the black one up. And you can actually, if you put them on top of each other, you can have a solid line there. That's not really going to work for me. Let's take that one back down. All right, let's take this one just back up a bit. Obviously, you're going to want to adjust yours to taste. Now, so as we can read the price and the writing a bit more, I want them down in the dark part down here. Very easy to do. Still in the call to action. If we go over to our design and layout, it's set to flex, set to top to bottom. I want to justify it at the end. That'll pop it down at the bottom there. And of course, I want to tidy up that text a little bit. I think the title text is too big. H2 is okay. Font's fine. Obviously, if you want to choose a different font, just click on it, roll over one of these. It will give you an example. But I'm going to have it capitalized and perhaps a little bit smaller. Let's make it 16 perhaps. And our price, remember our price, we used the body text for that loop. So here's the body text. I'm going to make it bold. And let's make it a little bit bigger. Perhaps 18 pixels. Obviously, you have yours exactly how you want yours. Now, of course, both of these, if you want to, you can justify left, middle, right. I'm happy with mine to be in the center. Okay, well, this is shaping up. Now, of course, we want each of these slides to link to the actual product. To do that, still in the call to action, if we go to content, we can go down to link. Now, if you've got a button, you can link your button right here. I'm not using a button, so I want the whole module to link to it. So again, I'm going to roll over and hit the little hamburger icon, loop product link. Let's apply that. Now, when anybody clicks on it on the front end, it'll take them to that product, and we'll demo that in a minute. And finally, I'd like my arrows perhaps to be white in color. So again, if we go back to our carousel module, gray tab, design, here are our arrows, dot navs underneath. I'm going to leave that just as it is. Let's make those white perhaps. Now, of course, I actually want mine on the top of the page. And like I said earlier, I want mine to be full width. So let's drag this row up the top. Rather than dragging it over everything that's there, I'm going to open my layers up here. And you may have noticed I had an update today, and they've included the header and footer in the builder here. It's on the bottom and the top, so you can edit those too, which is really cool. And we'll go over that in another video. Here's my row with my group carousel in it. I'm going to close it up. I'm going to drag it on top of my other row. It's now on the top of the page. Perfect. We can get rid of our layers now. I want to make this full width. To do that, we're already in the row, but if you're not, just click on the green tab. We can go to sizing. Here's the width. I'm going to up that to 100. It's got percentage on the end already, so we're good to go there. But max width, I need to write 100 and put in the percentage sign, or select it on the right hand side there. And we've got it full width. Now that we've got it full width, let's go back into our carousel. I want to show a few more slides there. Group carousel, under the content, carousel settings. Let's up the 3. 4's good. I think 5 will work for me. That's fine. Make sure we've got everything okay on tablet. Too many on tablet. We need to take that back down to how it was. I think 4 might work. Now I've noticed something. We've lost our gradient there. I'll show you how to fix that in a moment. Let's perhaps take that down to 3. And on mobile, 2 is going to work fine. And again, we've lost that gradient. To get the gradient back, for some reason, maybe a little bug, I'm not sure, just click on your call to action. So we're in a call to action. We'll go down to the background where the gradient was. Just slightly move one of these stops, and you'll find that your gradient comes back. Let's go to the tablet, make sure it's working on that. Same thing, just move it 1%. You can move it back to where it was, or whatever works for you, obviously. Got that one back. And there we are on desktop too. I think I want to take that down just a little bit on desktop. Great. Now let's animate this thing. Actually, before we do that, you may want yours sitting flush with your nav bar up there. If you do, very easy to do. We need to go into the section, the blue tab that's at the top here. Over to design. Just take away the padding at the top. That'll be in spacing. Here's the padding, top padding. Just put a 0 in there. Hit return or click off of it. And you'll be snug up against the top there. So like I say, let's animate this thing. Gray tab. Back in our group carousel. Content. Carousel settings. Automatic rotation. I'm going to pop that one on. We're not using center mode for ours today. That'll make sure there's one active in the center, and you can do different things with it. Make it bigger or smaller, and we've demoed that in other videos. Now, the time it takes to go from one slide to the other, 2 seconds or 2000 milliseconds. Let's up that to 3 seconds or 3000 milliseconds. Time it actually takes to move one slide to the next position is 200 milliseconds, which is pretty quick. Let's up that to half a second perhaps for a bit of gracefulness. And we've already done our amount of slides, etc., etc. We've got pause on hover. I like that because if they like something, they can put their mouse on it. It'll stop for them and they can read it and take a better look and then decide if they want to click or tap on it. So if we've done everything correctly now, this should work for us. Let's save our changes here and we'll preview on the front end. And here it is. If I take my mouse away, it's going to start sliding. Remember, we were doing only one slide at a time. You can up it to whatever amount you want, depending on the amount of products you want. If we put the mouse over the top, it's going to stop. If we click on one of these products, it's going to take us to that particular product. Fantastic. Let's go back. Should start rolling again as long as my mouse is not on it. Let's check it on tablet and mobile. I'm going to hit my F12 key. I'm on Google Chrome here. It's responsive. Let's put it on an iPad. Here we've got it on an iPad. We've got our 3 slides. Our gradient's working fine there. Let's have a look on an iPhone. We should have 2. There it is on an iPhone. As you can see, we've got our 2. Perfect. Let's get rid of that now. So there we have it, guys. There's how to use the awesome Group Carousel to make a full width product carousel. Pretty easy to do. We're using a new looping system, a simple call to action module. I think that's really nice. So I hope you've enjoyed this today and found it useful. If you have, please give it a thumbs up, ring the bell, comment, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Plenty more coming. Don't forget, if you've got any questions, either about Divi 4 or Divi 5, put them down below. I'll do my best to answer them for you if I can. So once again, this has been Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.